welcome back to Chrysalis Invictus, or if you're new here, hi, welcome. Today's reading is a look at your love and sex life. So if you are feeling like it's maybe stagnant, you're in between spaces, you're just kind of sick of dating, or like whatever your situation is right now, this is for singles. We're going to take a look at sort of the past, present, and future of what's going on for you and see if we can get any advice or things that may reignite your love life. So I have 3 of the brightest, most ridiculous stones I have. I don't even know if this is a real stone. It's one of my daughter's. It's bright pink, but if you're drawn to it, you're drawn to it. This is a glittery, it looks like it's made out of resin, honestly. It's like a glittery bronze color. And then we have the green, which this is an actual stone. I just forget what it's called right now. So, expert stone picker. If you'd like to make your selection, I'll meet you at your pile. Okay, so pile number 1, you pick this bright pink stone, or number 1 from your intuition. Let's see what cards you have. So, the 4 of Wands, that's in the future position. The 7 of Swords, okay, and the High Priestess, number 2, the 2. Today it's going to be a great reading, I can tell already. Okay, so what I'm seeing here for you in the past is that there was a need for you to take time out from relationships because you needed to come into your more intuitive sensibilities. So maybe you were a lot in your head, maybe you were selecting your partners based on a list of criteria and not really using your intuition. And just sort of creating lists of things that you wanted people to fulfill, or an idea that maybe was outmoded or outworn. So I see that in the past you really needed to catch up with yourself, to come back to yourself, to study yourself, to understand yourself. So this is where this period of maybe not dating, or maybe not actively dating, or being single, however you look at it, it does feel like it happened for a reason. It feels like the universe put you in this place to almost cleanse, I want to say, to like get rid of the narratives from the past and start anew. So in the present, there's some kind of truth or something, a situation where maybe you're struggling with trust. So if you are starting to step out, and I do see you slowly kind of stepping out, there's this blockage in terms of trust. So it may be hard for you to trust new people. And like, I feel like you're in a period of integration where you're trying to ground the insights, or ground the information that you've received and that you're receiving from your intuition. So it's like connecting a grounded sensibility to, and so one of the things that may come up for this is that you may be physically attracted to people that are kind of bad for you, or that aren't what you're looking for, maybe dishonest. This for me really feels like there's still an attraction to that kind of deceptive character, that shady character. And so because of that, there's this period of time where you're sort of like calibrating, you're trying to integrate what you've learned about yourself and not go for the shady bad boy. But what I see for you in the future is deep transformation with this 4 of Wands. This is you coming into a space where you're able to align with someone that is right for you, align with someone that has, I feel like this person, and we'll take a look at that, but I feel like what's coming in for you is a transformed sense of who and what you're attracted to. So this to me feels like an integration. But there's still this period right now where you're kind of moving through, trust issues. Maybe you're still trying to get away with, like, hooking up with the wrong people, or you're still trying to make excuses for your ex, that kind of thing. But I do see in the past that you've done the work. So even if that's happening right now, that will be cleared. So let's get some cards for the High Priestess. Okay, so I don't read these reversed really. So we've got the Three of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, and the Lovers. Okay, so in the past, what I'm seeing is that there was this deeply loving and connective situation. There was a situation that felt real. There was a situation that felt like it tapped into like an innocent kind of sensibility. This could have been a person that was very closely associated with a group of friends or with work. So there were other people around this situation, and it felt like maybe another person chose someone over you. Yeah, and it placed you in this really this may have been a cycle. So it's almost like you meet someone through work or through school or something like that. You have this really deep connection with them, and then they choose someone else over you, or at least that's the narrative. Whether that's exactly what happened, that's sort of the story that gets told over and over. But with the Lovers and the Six of Wands, it really feels like there is some kind of situation from the past or someone from the past who is going to come back into your life. I hate to say that, honestly, when you're single and we're doing these readings, like, we want fresh energy. But let's take a look at the present to continue the story, and maybe something else will come up. I just know for myself, like, if it's always like, oh, someone from the past is coming back, it's like, heck. Like, I want something new. I want something, I don't want to keep telling that same story. Okay, with the Two of Swords, there's a lot of thinking happening in the present. The Ten of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. Okay, so it really feels like it is tempting to go backwards. It feels like it's tempting to look backwards, and it feels like there's someone, again, from the past, there's this slow-moving King of Pentacles energy. There's someone that's had their eye on you for quite some time, and they are really, they're standing here as someone that you wouldn't normally look at. And the interesting part of this is that you are open and exposed to this person. So whereas before, the person from the past, so if this King of Pentacles is a new energy or someone from the past that you wouldn't maybe put yourself together with in a relationship, what I see here is that the person from the past, the one that we were looking at here in the card of the Lovers who chose someone else, in that situation, you almost, not that you use them for shelter, but there was very much a usage of, like, they felt like shelter to you, or they felt like protection. Here, I see that you are not having to protect yourself, that you are stepping into a place where you can be more vulnerable, and it looks like it's almost a choice, right? So either choosing this thing that felt right in the past, or choosing this thing that feels right in the moment. So I do see someone else coming in for you, but you may already know them. This could be someone, you may not know them well, or you may know them kind of peripherally. With the Ten of Pentacles, I feel like this person is bringing in a lot of stability. The person in the past started with a level of like community work, whatever. But this is a person that I feel works separately from you. I don't feel like you work together necessarily. This is a person who has their act together. So they have, you know, they have their own like money, they have their own life. With the Ten of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, if you have not yet met this person, you will start to meet them. So I do see some temptation from the past. And it's because it felt so, it was like I stepped into abundance. I feel like this person really liked your backside, liked your bum, liked your booty, whatever you want to call it, however you identify, however you identify your bum. But I also feel like there was this kind of like self-consciousness that happened with them. So maybe you didn't always feel body comfortable with them, whether that was something they were giving off or something that you felt when you were around them, or something that just came from seeing the people that they dated before. Maybe you compared yourself. So there's something there. But this new person that's coming in, you aren't as self-conscious, I feel. So let's see some future energies. Ooh, Ace of Swords. I like this. Ace of Swords. It's a new idea. Yeah, it's something you hadn't thought of before. I feel like this person that's coming in is someone that you hadn't thought of before. So if you don't know them already, maybe they've seen you around. Maybe they've seen you kind of like in your day-to-day kind of like routine. Maybe you go to the same coffee shop or something like that. But if you don't know them, they'll feel very familiar. But this comes in like an epiphany. Yeah. And it feels like fate. It feels like fate. It feels like you're better able to express your kinky side, or you don't feel self-conscious about your desires and your needs. So I'm not sure if that was something that you felt with the person in the past. I do feel like this person from the past is such a temptation because of how much of a soulmate they felt, or how much of a soul connection you felt with them. But one of the things I want to highlight here is with this new energy coming in, and if this is the person from the past, they've developed and grown. So they're coming back with more stability. But this person that I'm seeing in the future has more like fiscal stability. Like they are someone who is coming with stability, with an offer, like with substantial things to offer, not just promises, not just passion, but like with substantial things to offer. So if that's what you're looking for, that's what's coming in. Now, keeping in mind that everybody wants different kinds of offerings. So not all of you are looking for like heavy commitment or something, but what they are offering is like the ability to connect on this. I feel like you can explore with this person. I feel like you can, you can see here that there's some bondage happening, but there's also this, it's like all the tools in your toolkit. So maybe if you think back to past lovers, if you think back to, the different things, like maybe you had different lovers who offered different things. This person is going to help you to explore all of those things. So there's this deep sensual side, and I feel like there is this magical aspect. So I do feel like it's pretty passionate, and then it will feel very fated. But I feel that this fated, it doesn't come in with that like burst of passion. It doesn't feel like overwhelming. It feels like you've just stepped into like a really fresh garden on like the perfect summer's night. That kind of feeling, like at twilight, where it just has this really wonderful feeling to it. Okay, so let's get you some oracle messages, and then we will close out the reading. So always with my sex and love readings, I like to use the flowers. So we're going to get you a couple quotes here. Yellow rose, enthusiasm and friendship. Yeah, so this is what I'm feeling, is that there's this kind of, there's this like softness and this friendship to it, and there's the kink. Like there's like both of those things. There's the stability. It ticks all the boxes, but you actually get to that place through your intuition, through developing trust, and then transforming your point of view. So I do feel like this is someone that you can't really come to until your perspective has changed. So let's say you have been in a cycle of relationships where you're like, it's the same kind of narrative, like, I'm attracted to this kind of person, and this is what happens, and it's kind of the same thing that goes over and over. When you've transformed that pattern, this is when this person is visible to you. So again, it could be someone from your past that all of a sudden becomes visible to you. Okay, enthusiasm and friendship. A single rose can be my garden, a single friend, my world. This person that's coming in for you, or this person, either this transformed person from the past or this person that's coming in for you, is very, you take up a place in their heart that they don't normally have or that they've never, maybe even never felt this way before. But there's a sweetness. There's a really, really sweet. It's that garden at twilight. Like, it's just kind of like, it may feel like your time isn't as, particularly if you experience time as stressful, like if you're always kind of in a hurry or in a rush, I feel like time will really slow down with this person. And then you have the Venice mallow, delicate, fleeting beauty. When life is not coming up roses, look to the weeds and find beauty hidden within them. This is what I'm saying. Someone that you have, maybe you rejected them in the past, maybe you dismissed them, maybe you were the one that chose someone else over them, and this is the person that's coming from the past. I really feel like there's a school or work connection that started this relationship from the past, and I feel like it's a school or work relationship that or something to do with your work, like you met them through your work, or you met them through coworker, or something of that nature, where for both of the people that I'm talking about. So either it's two people or it's the same person. It's going to be different for each of you, but yeah. So there's someone hiding, or there's some aspect of a person in the past that maybe you underestimated them, or maybe you just kind of dismissed them because you weren't in the right place at that time. But as soon as you kind of change your perspective, and this is not about being fully complete and grown, like, you know, sometimes they say you have to like completely go through this whole thing. It's not necessarily that you're going to be like perfect and whole when you meet this person, but that you will be ready to see them for what they are. Okay? So that's where I'll leave you, pile number 1. I hope this was helpful. If you'd like to book a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. You can email crystalsinvictus@gmail.com. Please like, comment, and subscribe. From liking and commenting, it'll connect you into deeper alignment with my readings. So something to think about, and we'll see you soon. Pile number 2, welcome. You chose this bronze sparkly stone. Let's see what cards we have for you. So in the future, the 6 of Wands. In the present, the 8 of Swords. Okay. And in the past, the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So I see that what happened here for you, and why you've been kind of single and stuck and or however you would describe it, the situation that you're in right now was basically to work on your other goals, to work on your material life, to work on your career, to start to build yourself a foundation that is yours. So I really have the feeling here of independence, of maybe this was something that you kind of struggled with at different points in time, or you left a relationship where, for instance, your partner did like the bill paying, and now you had to learn how to do that yourself. So learning to do things yourself, I feel, is a big theme here for you in the past. So that's what you've been doing. You've planted a seed, and you're growing that seed. The other part of that is that in doing so, the universe kind of put you in that place so that you could start to cultivate the kind of shared garden, the shared space that you are looking to grow with another person. Okay, so potentially that's what was happening there. That, you had to kind of like start it. And maybe this is because I just feel like there's a lot here to do with that being something that maybe you didn't do before, or there were things that you didn't do before in your previous relationships that now you're in, or in the past you've been learning how to do that, and that's moving into the present, where I see there might be some issues to do with self-image, so body image potentially. I'm really feeling for you that and correct me if I'm wrong. This is a general reading, but I do feel like there's a number of people that have chosen this pile who have not been in a relationship for a while. Okay, so maybe the idea of being naked in front of someone is actually really kind of scary and daunting. But there's this sort of inner conflict as well to do with your reflection and to do with like who you are in relationships. And I do feel like this is a very independent pile. Like, even if you weren't before, you've sort of cultivated this independence, and now there's all these sort of self-limiting beliefs. You've kind of had these different, I see two significant heartbreaks. I see two, and these don't necessarily have to be romantic heartbreaks, but I do see that those things are still healing, and you're still trying to find that space and that choice. Like, look at those crossroads. Like, how did I choose those people? I feel like you're really in your head going through that, and maybe being kind of hard on yourself about why you chose the wrong person, or why you continue to repeat certain cycles, or why two seemingly different people resulted in a very similar kind of situation or heartbreak. So I do see those things happening in the present right now, and you having to kind of work through those things. So this progresses into, if we're not able to settle these ideas or these things in ourselves, it progresses onto the 9 of Swords, which is, 3 a.m., it'll start to wake you up. So it's sort of like, this is a signal in the present to kind of take a look at those sort of repetitive thoughts, or those things that you are saying to yourself, and forgive yourself for making those choices. And maybe it's helpful to think of the people as lessons. I know it's not helpful for everybody, but that's something that's, always an option for us to kind of contextualize why. Maybe you recognize them as reflective of, traumas from your early life and that kind of thing. So if you're able to do that kind of reflective work right now, and be kinder to yourself, be nicer to yourself, okay? We all make mistakes, or most of us do, and it's okay. And then we have in the future the 6 of Wands. This is victory. This is also coming into, I feel like, a more youthful, fun, frolicking kind of sensibility about dating. So I do see you coming out of this period and moving into this more abundant period. But we're going to clarify with the Tarot of Sexual Magic. We're going to clarify the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so we have the Emperor. Okay. We have the 9 of Swords, the 9 of Swords. Okay, yeah, this person from the past. Okay, so the situation in the past was like, there was a lot of passion, especially in the beginning. And I see that this person or the people from your past were very passionate, very powerful kind of energies. And it created this kind of like the situation where you were very drawn to kind of the bad boy is what I'm getting here, or bad girl, you know, like the person who you knew was bad for you. But you would still kind of, this may have been on again, off again quite a bit. It may have felt really transcendent at times. One of the things that is characteristic of these energies, though, is that they burn out and they fizzle. So this led you to becoming more independent. You walked away from that situation and had to kind of take those qualities that you were attracted to in those people. So let's not say it's necessarily one person, everyone's in a different situation, but you kind of went into a space where you started to adopt those qualities into yourself. Okay, so those more passionate qualities. I do feel like there was like a kind of, this may have been a situation where sneaking around was really hot and sexy, like that was kind of a thing that happened. Yeah, so with the Strength card, this is about developing your courage, developing your own sensibility and your ability to kind of set boundaries, say no to certain people. There's like a kind of wild wrestling energy in this. So I feel like anything that might happen right now is going to be like really passionate. Anything, I don't feel like this is definitely not, to me, commitment energy in the present. It could be that you are exploring different partners or people outside of what you might normally be with. There could also be a situation where, in the present, where you are attracted to someone else's partner, or to like a friend's partner, or to a friend's husband or wife or something of that nature. Yeah, there's some kind of situation that feels really complicated and really full of potential for danger. Danger in the sense that this could be what's weighing on your consciousness, or weighing on your mind, or it could be something that you think about from the past, like choices that you made from the past that you're not quite forgiving yourself with, or forgiving yourself for. So your baser instincts, maybe you're holding yourself kind of accountable for what you did, but it's like overbearing. And then the Six of Pentacles. So I do feel like there's someone that has their eye on you in the present, but you are mostly focused on yourself. So even if you are kind of hooking up with people or whatever, I don't see anything serious happening in the present, because I think there's too many things that need to be worked through and worked out. I do see the possibility of like multiple partners. I do see that there are admirers for you. There's also this kind of like, someone is obsessed with breasts here, where like they almost like fetishize them in a way, or like really I think that needs to be explored. It could also, what I'm getting here is some kind of energy of motherhood, where wrestling with the conflict of motherhood, but not really wanting to commit to anyone that you're with, or not really having a partner for that. That's also coming in the present. Let's take a look at the future and see if we can get a more complete picture. So remember that future energies can change and shift as you make choices. This is just based on the energies today. And so if you make a big choice in your life, that could shift and change, okay? So what do we have? For the Six of Wands, we have the Five of Wands, okay? The Ace of Swords, and the Hanged Man, okay. definitely some bondage energy coming in here for the future. So I feel like with the Ace of Swords, this is clarity. This is something coming in that is going to be, it's like a small epiphany where you recognize that maybe the partnerships or the things that you were once longing for, you no longer feel like you want that. So I do see that maybe some of the exploration that you have in the present is going to help you discover what it is that you want in the future. I don't see you coming into a committed relationship anytime soon. I do feel like you have admirers, and I do feel like you will have at least one lover that is going to help you to explore your sensuality and your sexuality. But what you're leaving behind is this kind of like persons or energy where you allow them to have power over you. So I feel like you are coming into your own power sexually, that you are coming into a place where you are single for this reason so that you don't get entangled with people for long periods of time. So maybe in the past you kind of really like committed, or you were a serial monogamist, and now it's sort of like you are exploring all the different kinds of things that maybe you've been too afraid to explore. So the victory that I'm seeing here for you in the future is a victory of sexuality, of liberating yourself from the need to conform potentially. There's definitely the energy of being self-satisfied, okay? So that when you are coming into your future relationships, you're not going to be like lacking something. You're going to have a better understanding of who you were. This for me has a feeling of like maybe you were in a long relationship. I think I said this before. Sorry, when I'm channeling, I don't really remember what I've said, but that you were in a long relationship and then you had like a period, this is your single period, or you were in lots of relationships and you never had like a time and space to kind of explore what you wanted. So maybe you were more about satisfying your partner, and they just kind of told you what they wanted, and you didn't really know. You kind of hung what you wanted up on or you put it up on the shelf, you put it away, and so now you're really wrestling like with who you are sexually and what the truth of that is, and discovering what it is that you like through experimentation. This could be watching and discovering different kinds of porn, some light to moderate bondage perhaps, but also not really allowing things to get too close to the heart. So keeping it in the sort of fun zone. So I would highly recommend in these situations to set up really nice firm boundaries so that everybody knows what's going on. We have Bellflower, gratitude. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Yeah, this is what I said about the energy of the present, the anxiety in the present, about it being like an opportunity to grow. So being grateful for these situations in the past. It wasn't a waste of time for you to go through this. It's not a waste of time for you to do what you're doing now. Maybe you are wanting commitment in the future, but that's not what the present is for. The present is for, and honestly, I really feel like you need someone to worship your body. Like you need someone you need situations where you recognize yourself as sexy, that you are a person who is worthy of being in a healthy sexual relationship. You know, maybe you've never experienced that before. Morning glory, affection and determination. The morning glory which blooms for a day differs not at heart from the giant pine that lives for 1,000 years. Yeah, and this is talking about how these affairs or these situations that aren't serious are just as important as the long-term relationships. You know, they're still teaching you things, you're still exploring things, and I do feel like there's a lot to do with your body and the kind of like self-limiting beliefs you have that you're going to start to break through, and it's going to give you a new sense of clarity about who you are sexually, who you are going to be attracted to. So this is kind of a period between commitments for sure, and I see you kind of staying in that for this time, and just sort of exploring what it is that you're into. Maybe you don't fully know. Maybe you're also, there's an indication here that you might be, you know, if you've always kind of been with a certain kind of person, you might start to explore outside of that. Okay? So that's where I'll leave you, pile number 2. Thank you so much for joining. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. Take care. Okay, pile number 3. So we're taking a look at why you may be in a love or sex rut and seeing what advice we have for you. So at first, we're going to look at the overall energies, and then we're going to pull the Tarot of Sexual Magic to take a look at more information there. So we have in the future the Temperance card. Ooh, that's nice. In the present, we have the Sun. What? Pile number 3. In the past, we have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. So what I'm seeing for you, pile number 3, is that you have an idea of exactly what you want from a partnership. You have an idea of exactly what you want in the future. You know your vision for the future. You know that you don't want to settle for anything else, and that's what's put you in this period of being single. It's also what has kept you from hooking up with people. If you have, it's been very few and far between, and it's only because you thought that that person was potential. Because what I'm seeing here, it's very earth energy. It's like, I'm not going to waste my time on that if it's not something that is for the future, if it's not going to feed into that. So I see that you don't really want anything fleeting, and you're not going to really, like, even if you are really attracted to someone, if they are not future material, it's not really there for you. Even if you don't know that on a conscious level, that's kind of what's happening right now. You're just kind of holding out for the person that you want to be with, right? So that's the past energy. It's kind of like coming into a moment of clarity and being like, this is exactly what I want, and this is exactly what I'm going for, okay? In the present, with the Sun, this feels like you are open and ready. You are ready, okay? You are ready and attractive to whomever this person may be. Okay, with Temperance, there's this energy in the future of unity, the divine coming through. So basically what you're doing is you're waiting for divine timing. Okay, you're waiting to meet the right person. Let's start to clarify with the Tarot of Sexual Magic. So let's clarify the Ten of Pentacles first. Ten of Pentacles. Clarify the Ten of Pentacles, please. Okay, we have the Five of Chalices. Okay. Interesting. The Three of Wands and the Ace of Swords. Yeah, so through my confusions, I had some pretty passionate affairs with some, I'm saying this in I, and I feel like it's kind of like your narrative. So through my confusions, I had passionate affairs with the wrong people, and I was lacking clarity on what I truly wanted. This, for me, feels like the truth came in pretty darn clear, and then you are no longer able to kind of have these passionate situations with anyone that wasn't right for you. I also feel like there's some grief here in the past. So there's something that happened between you and someone that you were passionate about, someone that you had a deep, especially physical connection with, where maybe you thought that this would progress and it didn't. Or there's something where maybe they moved away. There's some kind of distance between you and them. And that's kind of coloring things. This could also be like a death in the family. It could be just a death in general that that kind of changed your perspective on things, and that could have been the catalyst for this clarity. Okay. So with the Three of Wands, I feel like what happened was your view expanded. Your view expanded to your future and what you were truly hoping for, and you maybe started to see how you were tricking yourself into thinking certain things were more than they were, or that kind of thing. But let's take a look at the present energies to fill out this picture a little bit better. So clarify the sun, please. Oh, by the way, we have Leo and Sagittarius energy as well. Yeah, Leo and Sagittarius. Okay. So the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, in the present, I really feel like you are taking stock. You're kind of thinking about those times and those moments that felt really cozy, that felt really homey with your past situations. We have the Hierophant. Your focus is on commitment, okay? This could also represent the person that you, this is Taurus energy. I'm trying to have a generous view because I always feel like this Hierophant is such a dick. The Nine of Chalices. Yeah, so I really think that you're focused in the present on commitment, on taking stock of what has come before, of, that you want not only a good physical connection, but someone that you can sleep with. I see that being a focus here. So maybe you're a person who struggles to sleep or share a bed with someone, and so this is really what you're calling in. I feel like for you, it's just about manifesting. It's just being magnetic to that right now. So keeping in mind, you want someone that's cozy, someone that you can share good food with, someone that you can sleep with. This seems very sweet to me, This is also about sharing wishes, sharing dreams, having commitment. Let's take a look at the future. This is such a straightforward reading compared to the others. It's like, this is what I want, and this is what I am going to get. And you are. That's the beautiful part. Okay, so let's clarify the Temperance, please. So we have the, holy moly. You guys, you're excellent manifestors, by the way. Okay. The Nine of Pentacles. The Wheel. Yes, divine timing. You're just waiting for fate to bring this to you. And the Four of Pentacles. So I feel like one of the things that is kind of showing up here is that this person that is coming in for you in the future, there's almost a shared sense of worship between the two of you. I think that there's like that it feels very divine. There's something about this person, like you really admire them, they really admire you. With the Nine of Pentacles, I think that there is this sense of independence that you cultivate. You have the Nine of Chalices as well. There's this sense of like emotional and material stability that you cultivate before fate steps in and brings this person to you. One of my concerns is what you've like, this woman is sleeping, so I feel like both of these women are sleeping. So I feel like this is something that perhaps a person or a situation that you kind of like are more aware of in your dreams or in your subconscious. I want to warn you against false people, okay? I just want to warn you against someone who looks the picture. This Hierophant was really bothering me. I want to warn you about someone that's a Taurus, okay? Someone that's a Taurus that may seem the part, but it's a false face, okay? This could also be someone from your past that you're thinking of as your soulmate or as the person that you are going to bring forward. Maybe you think someone is going to grow up and you're kind of wishing for this person to come through. I don't feel like it's that person. I feel like that person has been very sneaky with you. I feel like that person has been deceitful, and I feel like that person kind of dangles commitment like a carrot for you. Okay, this is a very strong message that's coming in for some of you that and the Taurus energy is present, but I feel like it doesn't have to be a Taurus. I just want to make you aware of that there is definitely someone who feels fated that is not right for you. So there is this kind of message here that in order for the divine to do its work and to bring the right person toward you, you have to let go of this other person. So let's see if we can get some advice from the Botanicals deck. There's someone that's like kind of hijacking your energy and blocking new people from coming in. And I feel like this person is doing that by making you think that they're going to give you commitment. Okay, we have White Rose, new start and wisdom. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Okay, and I feel like this really speaks to you owning what it is that you want. Okay, like with these very direct energies here, you know what you want. You want this generations, you want this stability, you want that. Like, so let's say you know you want this, but this guy over here, this person who's dangling these carrots, they're in and out of employment. They don't have like a car, or they don't have, you know, like their own stuff. I don't know. They're not what you're looking for, but they will dangle commitment as if they are, and you think, oh, okay, like maybe I will make this work. You don't need to. With the dynamic energies you have here, and with the divine wanting to bring this bright light in for you, like everything emotional and material stability, you have to release the Taurus to get to the like Aquarius, to get to the Scorpio, to get to, what's the other one? Scorpio. What am I missing? Fire. Leo. You know, with the wheel, it's like one fixed sign to the other, right? And so this person is taking up the space that is needed for someone else. Okay? And it says strength of character, moral integrity. This is what this is warning you about, okay? Someone postures with strength of character and moral integrity, but I feel like they don't actually possess it. Gladiola. Character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experiences of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, vision cleared, ambition inspired, and success achieved. So maybe this is someone that talks the talk, but pay attention to their actions. I feel like whoever is coming in for you in this period of when you end this period of being single, it's going to be with someone who really shows a lot in their actions, okay, who really can produce that material stability. So I feel you transforming your situation as soon as you, so if you're asking how long is this going to take, well, when can you get rid of that other person from your energy? So maybe you're not even talking to this person, but you kind of have them in the back of your mind, and maybe you've got this like whole narrative about them, like, you know, it's going to be like one of those reunited love stories, and they are relying on that to keep you on the hook, even if they're not speaking to you. So that's what I'm seeing here for you, pile number 3. I hope this was helpful. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe. If you want to book a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. We can dig into your own personal situation. Okay? Take care.